Well, military families are also being impacted here, reaching a crisis point with more than 50,000 military families requesting emergency grocery assistance in just the past 72 hours. Shannon Resident, CEO of the Military Family Advisory, joining us now with this organization really leading the largest direct response effort to try to help these families. Good morning, Shannon. Thanks for joining us here live.
Thank you for having me, Jane.
Help our viewers understand the scope of this crisis. 50,000 families. What are you hearing from some of them?
Absolutely. So what many might not realize is before the shutdown, 1 in 4 military families was experiencing food insecurity, meaning that they were not sure if they were going to have enough groceries to feed their families. And so now you have this shutdown, which has just really exacerbated this issue. For the Guard and Reserve community, they did not get the October 15th pay, and the rest of the force is really unsure of what's going to happen with the November 1st and November 15th pay. And so families are panicked, families are nervous, and we're leaning in to do everything we possibly can because we cannot stand by and wait and see what's going to happen.
So what does the program, Combat Military Hunger Program, how does that work?
We are providing a week's worth of shelf-stable grocery items for military families. It's enough for a family of 4 for 1 week. As you mentioned, in just 72 hours, we had over 50,000 eligible military families apply for support. So far, we've deployed support to around 5,000 of those families, but we have a long way to go. And so we're really counting on Americans, people who, we take for granted sometimes that we live in such a great nation with a great military. And these families are having a hard time, and they're nervous about being able to feed their kiddos. And we can't stand by and watch that happen. And so we're hoping that folks will join us and donate if they can to combatmilitaryhunger.org.
What is impressive is that you are able to get this food assistance to families so quickly. I mean, 50 states, and you're able to distribute food. How are you guys able to make that happen?
We have an incredible partnership with a supply chain organization down in Houston, Texas, that is working around the clock to pack these meals. Part of our mission is understanding the needs of military families, but then also leaning in and being agile. And so we're taking this moment, we're doing everything that we can, and it's been frankly really humbling. It's been saddening, it's been infuriating that military families are struggling like they are, but we know that we can meet this need, assuming we get the support to really respond.
I mean, besides the immediate needs, food being a basic need, what are some of the other ripple effects you're seeing?
There's been a stop move order for a lot of military families, and so that puts people in a lurch. They've paid first and last month's rent in some cases in the locations where they're moving, but now they're not moving, and so they're in temporary lodging. They're paying, in a lot of cases, out of pocket for that. We're seeing DoDEA schools, the Department of Defense schools, their teachers aren't getting paid. We're seeing extracurricular activities getting canceled, and we're just seeing real uncertainty across the board. We don't know how long this is going to continue, and military families are always taught to prepare. And so they're doing what they can to prepare, and we're really doing what we can to make sure that we don't wait and see, but we provide the support that they need when they need it, which is right now.
And so looking ahead, if this shutdown continues, day 29, longest one's been 35 days, what are your biggest concerns then for families who are impacted?
Families, when they're struggling to make ends meet, it doesn't just affect them in that moment, it affects their willingness to stay and serve our country. And so people, if they cannot count on pay for putting their lives on the line, putting everything on hold for our national security, I'm concerned about what that's going to do for our retention. I'm concerned what it's going to do for our recruitment efforts. And we know that the future of our all-volunteer force is in military kids. We have to make sure that they can thrive and the whole family can thrive, and that starts with the most basic needs like groceries and housing.
What would you say to lawmakers if they were watching right now about the cost of this shutdown?
I would say this can't happen, but that's for them to solve. And for us as an organization, we're focused on what we can control, and what we can control is getting this emergency grocery support to military families. We keep hearing from people, I wish there was something I could do, and the reality is there is something that you can do. And if you have the means to support, we would be so grateful. And every dollar in as groceries going directly to military families and the families who put it all on the line for each of us.
All right, one more time, Shannon, where can people go if they do want to support you financially right now?
combatmilitaryhunger.org.
Shannon Razadin, CEO of the Military Family Advisory Network, thank you for shining a light on a big need there for our military families that fight for our freedom. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Here on Life Impact News on WCNC Plus, a break as we are going to come back in 2 minutes.